Thank you, Claire. It's Rosina Blake here reporting from Henley-on-Thames and the Henley College campus itself. Unfortunately, we're suffering from a torrential rainstorm that's led to the river bursting its banks. It hasn't been very good for the traffic. A lot of traffic wardens have put down cones because we can't go over certain roads, I'm afraid. The river has unfortunately stretched to the centre part of the town. Up here though it's not too bad. Everyone seems to be in their lessons, no one really wants to get rained on. But we are very, very worried about tonight if this weather and this rain is still going to happen.
And Kale, tell us what the situation is there right now.
Well, we've just had the law enforcement helicopter fly right overhead. I'm sure you heard it through the microphone here. This is still a very active.
Thanks for that, Rosina. And now we're here with Neve, a weather expert, and we're going to be talking about the next couple of days. So,
the state has really been opposed to Iran attending, and the State Department has just said that it wants Iran to publicly accept that the aim for this conference is to find a transitional political body for Syria. Otherwise, its invitation to attend the talks should be withdrawn by the UN.
The EU and United States will suspend some of their sanctions on Iran in a few hours if a UN nuclear watchdog confirms it's reduced its uranium enrichment, or the move is part of a deal to curb Tehran's nuclear program. And at least 4 people have been killed in Pakistan by a suicide bomber in the city of Rawalpindi near Islamabad. The blast hit a crowded market near the Army's national headquarters, one of the most secure areas of the city. It's time for Sally and I to take a look at which stories are making headlines around the world. Let's begin with the Financial Times. It's reporting on the ongoing protests in Ukraine. The latest spark, or new anti-protest legislation, which the newspaper says has produced some of the most violent scenes since the protests began.
The temporary lifting of some sanctions against Iran makes the front page of today's Wall Street Journal. It says that many companies will start looking to do business with Tehran.
Britain.
So Neve, how do you think that this weather will affect this area in the next couple of days if it continues this way?
So if it continues, the river will be getting a lot bigger, and it will be affecting houses closer to the river, and of course affecting families. It can also destroy shops and businesses because it would completely wipe out products in the shops. Yeah.
Okay, well thank you for that, Neve. That was very interesting.
Whose real name is Earl Simmons knows he's made mistakes.
I thank God for my problems as much as I thank him for my blessings. And because they're equally relevant to my life.
He went to jail most recently for failing to pay a reported $400,000 in child support.
I have a daughter here. I love my daughter.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to BBC News. Today we are discussing the topic of weather, specifically around the southeast regions. Now we have Rosina Blake to tell you more.
Hi, I'm Ros Atkins. Welcome to BBC World News Live from our new home at Broadcasting House. Let's begin this hour in Bamako. Rebels.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to BBC News. Today we are discussing the topic of weather, specifically around the southeast regions. Now we have Rosina Blake to tell you more.
We need a multi-pronged approach, so we have to support frontline countries in regions of origin like Jordan, Turkey, Lebanon, for Somalis, countries like Kenya, and we're doing that to some extent, but we can do more. It's also important to recognise that countries like Jordan and Lebanon are increasingly closing their borders because for them money isn't enough. They need resettlement.